Hello, comrades, and welcome to our special presentation about Crimson Fall DLC. My name is Stan,
And I'm Hubert.
and today we'll tell you about a lot of different stuff about this great project, such as what is Crimson Fall, the game story, new border outpost, new gameplay mechanics, and our beautiful Cherenievka Village. We promise that the presentation will be much shorter than our bug list. At least we hope so.
Yep. So guys, Contraband Police Crimson Fall is not a typical expansion that adds like a patch of land or a couple of weapons or cars. I would say it's more like Contraband Police 2.
Definitely.
We decided to create an entirely new area, the size of the original map, along with a brand new visual style set in a rich autumn atmosphere.
It contains 5 connected story missions, significantly more extensive than in the base game, featuring 2 supporting characters, Natasha and Sebastian. The core gameplay is similar to the original, but now includes new interesting features and additions. In short, it's everything you like and love, just more of it.
So guys, as you probably already know, Crimson Fall was planned for release later this year, but unfortunately, due to intense work on console port, we have to postpone the premiere until May 2026.
Yes, exactly. It was hard work, guys, for our programmers team to optimize the game, the systems, to maintain the 60 FPS for the consoles, especially on the PS5. But, you know, on the bright side, we learned how to make optimized games for consoles, and we can already confidently say that the premiere of Crimson Fall will take place simultaneously on all platforms.
We decided to continue the storyline on the government side. We thought that this approach gives us greater opportunities to create an engaging narrative and this atmosphere of Soviet regime.
Yes, this atmosphere is so crucial. And so, after the events of the main campaign, Acaristan fell into a violent power takeover. It was led by this military psycho General Morin. Knowing his terrorist intentions, Akarov decided to strike first. So, in the spring of 1981, the army crossed Acaristan's southern border, and among the soldiers was Andrei Gontov, the very character you played in the base game, along with his comrades.
The war was devastating for both sides. Feeling the enemy's growing advantage, Akarov turned to neighboring countries for help. Both the Kingdom of Arkay and Al-Barak agreed to join in exchange for territorial promises.
And in the autumn of 1983, the Allied forces entered the capital of Kazakhstan, forcing the current government to sign a capitulation. General Morin managed to escape, and now, hiding with his guerrilla fighters, he continues to pose a serious threat. And this is exactly where the story of Crimson Fall begins.
The setting of the game is an old border checkpoint between the United Rally and the former Kazakhstan, located near the village of Cherenievka. This region wasn't really heavily affected by war, maybe except the railway station, but at the outpost itself, a tragic incident took place.
The previous commander of the post was murdered by a mysterious woman who turned out to be a Acaristan secret agent. And now we are taking his place.
At the new outpost there is an office building which is more spacious from the very beginning of the game. Just like in the base version of Contraband Police, you will find here Android's desk, a warehouse and a prison cell. In Crimson Fall we decided to integrate players' apartment into the office building on the upper floor. All of the mentioned places can be upgradable, of course.
Yeah, and on the outpost grounds you can of course find permanent gameplay elements such as vehicle scale, the cargo zone, barriers, staff housing and a garage. Okay guys, one of the main new features in Contraband Police Crimson Fall is the introduction of the female characters. In the base version of Contraband Police, we didn't include them simply due to a lack of production resources. And now they will appear both as drivers, civilians, and as key participants in the main storylines.
We are also introducing new types of drivers, such as diplomats and professional drivers, each with their own distinct set of clothing and documents.
Yeah, and about documents, we are also adding the ability to check watermarks using a UV flashlight, the same one you used to search for the contraband.
In response to your numerous requests, we have decided to also add a passenger system. From now on, inspections can be more complex and may lead travelers being separated in cases of incorrect documents. Additionally, this system will serve as a foundation for two-player cooperative mode we are working on in parallel.
Yeah, exactly, and we were thinking about this two-player cooperative because it was very wanted feature by you guys, and we decided that this passenger system is the great option for this cooperative mode, because then two players can simultaneously check documents of this driver and passenger in the same time. One can make more mistakes, another one less mistakes. So this is like competition between these two players, but they play together and they will be in this world together, and they can play the inspector mode together, because this will be the inspector mode played in two-player cooperative gameplay. As another feature dedicated especially for Crimson Fall, we present the bus. It uses the previously discussed passenger system and changes the way smuggling is detected. Travelers' suitcases are now labeled with their initials, so after discovering contraband, you'll be able to easily identify the offender.
Finally, a feature many of you have also been eagerly waiting for, the police dog. It will prove to be the best companion when searching for hidden contraband. Its enclosure can be upgraded multiple times to improve its efficiency.
Of course, guys, we have many other great features as well, but today we don't want to talk about them, so as not to spoil the surprise for you.
It was very important for us to recreate the beauty of a Polish village from the 1980s. It would serve both as the main story location and the core gameplay hub.
Yeah, we felt that its charming atmosphere and architecture fit just perfectly into the world of the game. The buildings you will see right now were actually recreating using 3D scanning technology. We took a trip to one of the Polish villages at the north of the country. We had a drone operator. We asked the people living there of permission of making photos, the buildings. And it was amazing adventure and experience making this photo and recreating this place in real.
So here is this old 17th century Catholic church, which ultimately determined our choice of this particular village. And it will be a part of important story mission later on.
The village police station is a place where we combine the functions of a labor camp and a police base. We decided there was no need to travel all over the world just to return prisoners and contraband. Additionally, in Crimson Fall, firearms can only be purchased from the gunsmith located in the building's basement.
Instead of Vlad, we now have Olina, who runs a tool shop on the edge of the village, together with her husband.
So, comrades, we've reached the end of our presentation. We really hope that you, exactly just like us, like the scope of what Crimson Fall will have to offer.
We would also like to remind you about our special collector's edition, which contains a lot of great stuff like this hand-painted figurine, a real duty handbook, a map, a flag, just a lot of great stuff. It's still available. You can find the link in the game main menu.
Yes. And one more time, thank you for watching our video. See you next one, and glory to Acaristan!